7 months old, and we're creative media, marketing, innovation, work with big brands, NBC, GE, among others.
Gaming stuff?
Mostly connecting the brands to the gaming ecosystem, but if any gaming companies out there are looking for a new kind of agency, hey, that's why I'm here.
640, prove it to us.
All right, so that's a company, it's on Twitter, there's a link online about it. So experiential, I think that is a good way to get people to actually maybe believe what we're saying, maybe not, but it's a damn good way to try. This is something that BMW did that's really cool, where on a window display in Manhattan, they used video capture and something called blob recognition to track real cars that were going by on the road and overlay futuristic BMW concept cars onto those real cars. So you actually saw futuristic concept BMWs driving on the street right in front of your eyes. Great way to show that BMW is designing for the future. The movie Wolf of Wall Street, pretty morally ambiguous movie, doesn't make a judgment call, and neither does this ad. You could say this ad is pretty inappropriate, actually. You got a real Leo there, or you got a fake Leo. A real Leo. You got a fake Leo and real money, $10,000 in cash blowing around inside this bus shelter, next to poor people who are going to work and taking the bus, which you might say is inappropriate, but it kind of fits with that movie, so pretty good idea. Branding a plane is cool, but not quite cool enough anymore, really. So this was for Seattle and Boeing. The 12th man is the nickname for the crowd in Seattle, but they actually flew the plane for over 3 hours just over the state of Washington in the flight pattern of a 12, and that makes that a little bit more sticky and shareable to people beyond just seeing a cool-looking plane. This was an in-cinema ad in South Africa for a new, Fox was launching a new crime channel. But the ad in cinema, as they shine the black light inside of the ad, it actually illuminated black light hidden messages around the movie theater where the people were in, creeping them out. More creepy is probably what the black light illuminated on their seats. Oh my God. Content plus, you need more than just content to break through these days. You got to add another little special something to it. So album launches is becoming a place where people are really innovating. Skrillex launched an album inside of a game that was actually a version of Asteroids, where you didn't even know it was a Skrillex album launch. You played Asteroids, and every level you were hearing different Skrillex songs. If you beat the game, you got a pre-sale download of the album. Pretty cool stuff. I think if anyone besides Game of Thrones did this, it would have been horribly cheesy to have rap artists do Game of Thrones inspired rap songs and make a tape out of it. But it was awesome because Game of Thrones is awesome. But I wouldn't emulate this if you're most brands or shows. Having Big Boy do Dawn of the Dragons or something doesn't really work for everybody. This Lexus brought social into the actual production process, brought hundreds of real people to do a stop-motion film where they were actually taking one frame a piece on Instagram of the car racing around the track. People could then post their pictures with their own filters with a hashtag. It was edited in real time into a stop-motion film. So they've got social built into this thing from the first second. Beck concert brought to you by Lincoln. I've seen multiple Lincoln stuff here. They're really trying to reinvent that brand. But he was rotating in the center, the crowd rotating around him, the orchestra rotating behind the crowd, 360-degree cameras throughout. So when you watch this concert digitally, you can see it from any angle, any perspective, and move it all around inside. The share is earned. How do we manipulate people into sharing our crap for us, so we don't have to spend media dollars against it? This was LG Ultra HD TV. They made it look like a window in a fake job interview behind the interviewer. The woman or the people who were interviewing for the job thought they were looking at just a beautiful city scene, and then an asteroid came and destroyed the city, presumably the world. And you see a cloud of dust coming at them, the room shakes, the lights go out. This was really mean. But it worked. I don't know if we could do it in the US. Pornhub, don't pretend you don't know what it is. I know you're all on Wi-Fi in your hotel rooms. Erase your history before you go home, by the way. But they're looking for a new creative director, so it's a crowdsourced campaign to actually get someone to build a national ad campaign for them. They've done some stuff. They tried to buy a Super Bowl ad. I think they knew they wouldn't get it, but good PR play. They've even done some interesting things with data as sort of advertising and marketing, where they released some stats that in Denver, their traffic spiked after the Broncos lost the Super Bowl. So that was interesting. Not much to say here. You guys probably all saw this. It was really recent. Tractors playing giant Jenga. Cool. art and technology coming together. Gatorade built this installation in Japan where actually all these LED lights surrounded this treadmill installation. They turned it into a TV spot. They used breath as sort of this beat that went along with it. Really cool. I love that they did this for content. Now they have this amazing technological innovation that they can tool around and do other stuff with. Really love that stuff. Have a purpose. Making some sort of utility out of your advertising. We love that. And Carnival, Antarctica beer, it allowed you to scan your beer, drop it in a recycling thing to get a free ride on the subway. And they actually saw a dramatic decrease in drunk driving incidents. This was a Chevy in Brazil, also from Orca Chevy. I think that's a dealership in Brazil, Orca Chevy. But they partnered with a tow truck company. When people's cars broke down, they came with a tow truck and let people test drive the car. What better time to get someone to test drive your car than when they're pissed off and being towed because their car broke down? More utility, Mountain Dew put a skateboarding tool in the bottle cap, so the skateboarders could actually tighten or loosen the bolts on their wheels to reach that community. I think there was some drama over the fact that maybe it didn't work, but it's still a cool idea. You can dream it, you can do it. I love that one. This one I love and it pisses me off because it's Oscar Mayer. It allowed you to have an alarm app that had a hardware connection to it, so when it wakes you up with the sizzling sounds and the smell of bacon. Which you wake up and you're like, that's awesome, and then you go, there's no bacon. And then you're just pissed. Be nice, do some good things in the world. That's a good idea, I think. So UNICEF and Giorgio Armani, you put your phone down, you don't use it. Every 10 minutes, a kid who needs it gets a day of clean water. And